From a compilation of articles by Rabbi Michael-ben-Pesach, Portnaar. Faith in the Creator and faith in yourself. Fragment from Zohar, lesson number 144. It is remarkable what he just told us. This is the interrelation between the lion, the carrier of the strength force of Hesed, and the dog, the carrier of the impure strengths. And when one is strengthened, the other weakens. When the lion, loving kindness, Hesed, appears, the klipa hides, not knowing where to go. And this tremendous relationship is apparent in every condition during the individual's correction. He feels this. I, while engaging in the Zohar, or Etz Chaim, feel this every time. I suddenly begin to look at my fingers, and I feel that they are filled with strength, with life, namely the fingertips. Where gather the klipot, and they often become numb, as if life ceases there. And I feel wholeness, because klipot are hiding. And in connection to this, I would like to look again at the word kelev. I learned in Kabbalah the word kelev has the gematria, kav, 20, lamed, 30, and bet, 2, summing up to 52, indicating bon. Bon is the partzuf malchut in holiness, but the backside of bon indicates also the shattered kilim of the world nekudim. And following this, the breaking of Adam. The shattered world nekudim is called old bon. There is the origin of all impure strengths. Everything began on the scale of souls. Everything came from Adam, the shattering of souls. And as we remember, after the breaking, his partzuf split. And all of this fell from the world Atzilut into Bia. And he had remaining only nefesh, the nefesh of holiness. This means that he had a partzuf, 10 sfirot, and each one has 10, and now remains only kli, keter de keter, the lightest kli, with the light nefesh de nefesh. To be precise, he has only 1/100th of purity, and the rest is of the unclean. And at the moment of the breaking, when he sinned, then he wanted to make the great zivug. He essentially figured that with the zivug he'll attract the light ab sag, that will pierce the parsa and will lower her to the point of this world, i.e., this is comparable to the light Gmar Tikkun. But this didn't work because it was impossible. His feet were standing in Beriah. And there was a splitting, and he received the light during the zivug as a short circuit. But the feeling of this great light he received, and in this moment he had 2 complete partzufim, masculine and feminine, that usually divide to Adam and Chava, i.e., he obtained 1 masculine partzuf of 100 sefirot and 1 feminine partzuf of 100 sefirot, and this shattered. And of the masculine, only kli keter de keter and light nefesh de nefesh remained, and the same applying to the feminine. And if they are connected together, turns out 1/100th of the male partzuf and 100 of the female partzuf. And this, roughly speaking, will be 2/100ths. This truly was what the great genius Einstein saw materially. He said that a person uses no more than 2% of his brain at a time, i.e., for 1 to 2%. This is that which remained pure, and the remaining 98% fell into klipot. Listen carefully. I am attempting to convey this in simple words. The spiritual cannot be passed on in an intellectual way, because all of the strength will evaporate. By passing it on very simply, it comes from above, in simplicity and unity, instead of abstruse complexities of intellectual perception. And from that moment, in each of our conditions exists the same relationship. We'll say, if there comes a thought to a person, that in it is the same layout, 2 kosher, constructive thoughts, and 98 impure thoughts from kelev, from dog, 2 thoughts from the lion, from hesed, and 98 from dog. And this originated after the sin of Adam, and there was not, and will not be one soul in our world who has been here, is here, or will be born in the future who is not subject to this layout. Of course, excluding the soul of Yeshua, because the rest were immigrants from the root below Malchut of the first Tzimtzum that was hidden in the head of Atik. And all souls that come to this world all have the component of this 4th stage, desire to receive, being the product of the shattering of Adam. With the exception of the soul of Yeshua, because his soul is from Gar of Atik. Is it clear why we study only through Yeshua? Why we can receive salvation only through Yeshua? In each condition we receive 100 thoughts according to parts of Fim, because thoughts come when there is a place for their arrival. Potentially, man has 100 places, 100 kilim, and in every state comes 100 thoughts, of which 98 are impure, destructive, and only 2 constructive. And there is not a single person or a single saint who had it any differently. In everyone, this operates the same way. So what to do? For instance, by studying Kabbalah, the highest of all spiritual, to be precise, the only purely spiritual teaching that was given to humanity, are we liberated from this layout? Of course not. Nothing disappears in the spiritual. This is all a consequence of Adam's sin. Does that mean that this mires us? That there is no chance of correction? Of course there is. But now we have to build filters. In each state, no matter which Kabbalist you could be, no matter what kind of correction you had, all of these 100 thoughts come. Only our whole task consists of making filters for these 98 thoughts. And when this comes into the body, then we call this desire. And when it comes into the place of sof, of partzuf, then this is already action, deed. Filtering these 98 thoughts or desires, which desire to penetrate us, this is our task, because we are always talking about individual spiritual work. And this is work to not allow oneself to be penetrated by the thoughts of dog. This is the main work, to prevent their passage into our system, and with this we build masahim. We build unity within ourselves, and of course, in this regard, the faith in the Creator is of decisive significance, because how else can we refuse the sweetness of impure thoughts, impure desires, and in each condition choose only the 2 thoughts of minimal significance? 2, because of masculine and feminine, right and left. The couple that can lead us out of the slavery of klipot, and namely, for this is needed faith in the Creator. Where can I get this faith? How does this faith manifest? And how many questions arise when we desire to work on ourselves in order to see the truth, rather than the set collection, which is presented to us when there is an overwhelming amount of impure thoughts, and only a couple from holiness. So the faith in the Creator is a very loose concept. Ask any religious person of any faith. He will tell you, I believe in the Creator. Here I want to give you some clue, some criteria to help you. The criteria of faith. Firstly, group faith. No, that is disgusting in the eyes of the Creator, because the Creator only sees the individual human heart. Nothing group-related can be a sign of true faith in the Creator. And only true faith is the motor, engine, that leads us to being able, in every condition, to choose namely that one single, holy couple out of all the thoughts that come to us at a given moment. At first as thoughts, and further as desires. And so everything group-related, this is faith in the group, faith in religion, and so on, while faith in the Creator, this is unification with the Creator, in such a way that He is one and you are one. That is when in you there is the very same projection of oneness as there is in Him. What does this mean? This means that if you have true faith, then within you there is no splitting, no separation, only wholeness. A word comes to my mind, upset, which means to feel something that worries, touches me, of course negatively. To be upset by something that happened, to lose balance, to become anxious, etc., i.e. to lose unity within yourself, and instead to be upset, to break yourself into pieces. And in this case, work on justifying my grammatical error. The word upset in Russian, расстроиться, is written with two S and has a different root than the Russian word расстроиться, to be divided into three. Him, from one follows the other, in relation to the Russian lesson. We said that the evidence of spiritual advancement forward is the reduction of doubts. And the reduction of doubts leads to unity inside the person, because the whole world is filled with Him, for He is one. And you must allow yourself to be formed by the upper light in exactly the same way. So there would not be any splitting and such. But other than the reduction of doubts, there's one more indicator of the presence of true faith in the Creator. This is the faith in yourself. I'm speaking of this for the first time because this is the deepest attainment that is given to the humankind. Previously, I did not speak about this, obviously because everything had to be brought to a certain level. In our world, it is understood thus: either the faith in the Creator or in oneself. In oneself, seemingly, means that everything you do is for reception for your own sake. This is not what I'm speaking of. But according to the measure of the strengthening of the faith in the Creator, the same should happen within you. That is, the sign, the indicator of the growing faith in the Creator should be the strengthening of the faith in yourself. Because you are building masahim, building anti-egoistic strengths within yourself, in this way preventing the division of your soul into sections that pull in different directions. Rather, they are all directed in one direction within you, all having the same one purpose, one goal. And this is called fellowship inside of the person, where all of his desires are fellows of each other. And we are going to learn more, with God's help, about what is fellowship, among other things, in the gates of reincarnation. Take, for example, the shoulder of a person's partsuf, the upper third of Hesed and Geburah. If we are to look at the physical human shoulder, there are different organs, different connections, etc. And when there is a problem in the shoulder, then the nearest organs related to the shoulder come to help to the place that hurts. They protect this place. This is called the group of kilim of the shoulder. And in the same way, every organ has its own subgroup, and all of the organs of the body are like fellows that help each other. And all have to exist in complete harmony, and all of this is inside of only one person. And all of this, those ignorant of the spiritual project on fellowship, group-ism. In this world, while the Creator looks only at the individual heart of a person and does not see any comrade or comradely kli, etc. And so this most important indicator of faith in the Creator, or the increases of faith in the Creator, i.e., faith in Hashem, in eternal life, this indeed is the strengthening of the faith in oneself. And this should be a measure for you, whether you want to know if you have advanced towards your goal, towards perfection, towards unity, towards wholeness, just as the Creator is whole. Look at your faith in yourself. Has it strengthened, intensified? If yes, then you're not deceiving yourself in the strengthening of your faith in the Creator, and vice versa. Faith in yourself means faith in the Creator. There is, of course, faith in oneself in other relations. A person can believe in himself if he is a politician, a writer, or artist. He believes in his abilities. This also means that he has pierced through himself to the point of attaining wholeness in some area. Faith in oneself, this also doesn't mean the artificial faith in oneself. When a person believes in something that he is not. Faith in oneself, this is the faith in the strength that is within you, not only with thoughts, but with that force of will that you have, and that from within assures you that you truly believe in yourself. And with that you acknowledge your true faith in the Creator.